What's happening, everybody? A little late night stream. Me and Crypto Mark, we're back here with you, man. What an amazing day in crypto. We got some crazy news with Donald Trump dropping some huge news. And who would have thought that this would happen before a straight up Bitcoin strategic reserve? We got big news today, obviously. If you are just joining us and you don't know, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, alongside Solana, XRP, and Cardano, all getting into a strategic reserve, not just a Bitcoin strategic reserve, but a crypto strategic reserve in the United States. And this was announced kind of out of nowhere, Mark. We turned the page into March, kind of a slow time in crypto. People are kind of freaking out. And it's almost like it was strategic, right? It's almost like they had this kind of waiting in the wing and said, you know what? All right, the market's dumped a little bit too much. We're turning the page. We're getting ready for, March here. Let's drop the news. It comes out on a Sunday. It's going to be really interesting to see kind of what the markets do, tomorrow morning. Will we see a bunch of inflows into the ETFs, Bitcoin and Ethereum? That'll be something to watch out for. We're supposed to have some big news coming Friday, too, where David Sachs and company, they're going to speak more on all of this. So what were your initial reactions? I want to hear from everybody in the comment section. I'm going to pitch it over to Mark, get his initial thoughts. We'll break things down, guys, give you guys a bunch of thoughts on all these top assets. We'll take a look at the overall market. You guys can ask your questions, fire away. We'll be with you guys for a little bit here on a late night stream. But Mark, what was your initial thought, man? What was where were you? What were you doing when you saw this news drop earlier today?
I actually was funny story. I was actually making a video on Cardano when this went down, and the interesting thing about it was about Hoskinson, and he was talking about big news coming, but it was almost like he teased this and knew that Cardano was going to be in the fold without actually waiting for Donald Trump to make that announcement, and got a lot of flack on the YouTube comments about that because everybody was like, oh, you didn't see Trump's post? You didn't see Trump's post? So I do think Hoskinson knew. I think obviously they knew. And I think, Cardano centric for this discussion. Obviously I hold XRP and Solana too. So we'll talk about that. But the Cardano side of it, I thought it was kind of funny because it's almost like in a courtroom how you recuse yourself from being involved. And that's kind of where I think that why he's not actually on the advisory board, maybe a little conflict of interest. He's on that panel. And then the United States buys a crap ton of ADA to add to that reserve. So that's kind of my take on the ADA side of it. The XRP side of it, though, is very interesting because I think we're going to see something very similar with Brad Garlinghouse. We'll see. But XRP, holders, this is something where we've had some clearance on aisle 3 for a while. If we're kind of missing the boat on XRP, this is kind of a very good opportunity in some form or fashion leading up till today. And now all bets are off. We'll see what happens. If maybe we'll get a little sell the news on Monday. But it is strategic in a sense more than the reserve, because I do think that there is going to be a little bit of coordinated efforts within the institutions, the ETF world, and obviously the government, which is kind of the big oxymoron in this all, right? The decentralization or the decentralization of the centralization, if you will. So we'll see what happens, but definitely a good way to end the week.
Yeah, man. There's no doubt that this sets a precedent, I think, moving forward. And, I was talking, I did a pop-up X space today too, and we'll be live tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern over on my X channel. A lot of people tuning in here on my X. We do that every Monday through Friday. So make sure you guys tune in for that. But we did a pop-up space today, and I said, I think this is just the beginning. I think they've, if you go over to CoinMarketCap and you go over to the, the USA column here, right? What are your top 3 assets? You exclude the stable coin here. You exclude USDC. You've got XRP. You've got Solana. You got Cardano. So they're literally starting right at the top. Now, I think what's eventually going to happen here, you're going to have probably all these assets, a lot of them probably in here, and it's going to be weighted. This is just my guess, right? But who's to say that Dogecoin, Hedera, Chainlink, Stellar, Avalanche, Sui, dare I say, the official Trump meme coin can't get listed in this crypto reserve, right? And I think that's really what I'm looking at. I'm going to try to front run now some of these assets down in here, like an Algorand, which they're a big sponsor of mine right now. Shout out to Algorand. We've been working with them for a couple of weeks. I liked Algo before I sponsored up with them. They're sitting here at 2.4 billion. Absolutely love that. They're a US based company, been around for a really long time. Because I think some of these other smaller cap assets that are US based, they're going to be in here at some point. Wouldn't you say, Mark? I mean, or do you think the bus stops here with XRP, Solana, Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum?
It's hard to say. I think the takeaway is that they only announced it for XRP, Solana, and Cardano, and then all of a sudden you saw the follow-up post where, oh, don't forget about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I think that as the markets continue to pump, it really does, if you think about it actually as a reserve, it really does no disservice to have 100 cryptos in this reserve, right? It's not like they don't have the capital to diversify whatever portfolio this may be. I think personally, every American-made crypto that, the crypto advisory board in Washington kind of comes in line with, that will be involved in this portfolio reserve, whatever you want to call it. But also, I don't want to forget about Ondo. Obviously, that's pretty much a foregone conclusion in my book, especially with David Sachs at the helm. But the interesting thing about this all, and someone brought up on my channel, brought up a really good point, talking about kind of what cryptos will be in it, the timing of this all. And this is, you call it market manipulation, whatever, but it's just kind of the strategy behind the strategic reserve. Why would, we've talked about the strategic reserve till we're blue in the face, right? And you can make the argument that crypto dumped because we had all of these meetings, these Fed minutes, whatever you want to call it, these pop-up news conferences, and everybody was so concerned with Donald Trump. When's he going to mention crypto? When's he going to mention crypto? What's going on with the strategic reserve, right? Well, why didn't he mention it? Why didn't he make this announcement when this was all going on? Well, it's the strategy behind the strategic reserve. Let some shit happen, let the markets tank, and then we're going to make this strategic reserve right when it's at its basic rock bottom. I mean, you go back with a lot of... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, damn well too, Mark. I mean, come on, let's just call a spade a spade. This guy launched his own meme coin.
Yeah.
You know damn well his...
Well, not him.
Well, yeah, his team or whatever you want to say. But you know damn well his Solana bags were packed. His XRP bags were packed. Somebody had some bags packed with all three of these. And this is what I mean. I don't think the buck's going to stop here because he could just literally manipulate all of this. He's going to load up on what next? Chainlink? I don't know. And then announce Chainlink 2 days from now. Buy a bunch now and then watch it pump 40%. And then we'll wait. We'll throw Avalanche in there. We'll buy some 2 weeks from now. And then we'll announce it a week later. I mean, think about it. I mean, and you can't stop that or whatever. And it's going to be good for everybody. All I'm trying to do is front run the narrative, right? Get out ahead of this, own a lot of these top assets that are US based. And I think you're going to win in this bull cycle. I don't think this is as, very similar to what we saw in 2021. It's going to be a little different this time. Back in 2021, it was very retail focused. Remember, it was the perfect storm. It was the pandemic was going on. People were getting checks. Everybody was kind of reconsidering their entire life, their job, what they were doing. They were trying to make some extra money. Times were tough. It was a retail-driven bull market. The institutions were still on the sidelines. They were saying, oh, look at all the crypto bros over there. That's cute. That's fun. Whatever. It's totally different now. With ETFs, this is an institutionally driven market. A lot of retail, they're trying to buy eggs, right? And put food on the table. The institutions are pumping this market. It's going to be heavily manipulated the whole way. You're going to have to be in the right ones. You mentioned Ondo. It's one of my favorites. All you got to do is, look at who's there. Look at the who's with Ondo. BlackRock, JP Morgan Chase. It's held in World Liberty 5. I mean, the writing's on the wall. I look at some of these other ones, like a Chainlink that hasn't pumped yet. HBAR, I think, is prime. These are all US based. AVAX hasn't went yet, right? hasn't had its day. Squeeze on a big pullback from hitting $5 plus. Uniswap, I think DeFi is looking great under Trump. Uniswap's down here at $8. I mean, what's the all-time high on Uniswap? $45. It's 82% down.
Up close to 50.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a ton of different directions you can go here, and I just think it's about front running this narrative. For me, it's getting into USA based, getting into the RWA sector and AI, and along with that, like the ISO compliant, the top layer ones. I'm not really trying to dig deep right now. It's not the season to kind of go digging for these crazy gems. Eventually, I think, the market will turn over and we'll get into some gaming plays. Eventually, meme coins will have their day again. But right now, man, I wouldn't really overthink this. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum hasn't went yet. You know what I'm saying? I just think there's so much money to be made in these top plays right now. And it's just a different market environment than it was in 2021, with the institutions here now. And, speaking of Ethereum, they already have that ETF. We haven't really seen the Ethereum ETF really have a ton of inflows yet. And I think some of that capital is going to move from Bitcoin into Ethereum now, especially with it being in the strategic reserve. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen over these next several weeks and months with ETF inflows now, and how many more ETFs will be, issued. Because we know an XRP ETF's coming now. We know a Solana and Cardano ETF's coming. Has to, right? I mean, it's part of the strategic reserve. So go ahead. I'll let you respond to that. I was brain dumping there.
Yeah, I'm kind of a glass half full when it comes to the ETFs. I know the volume. I know what's going on with that. But what we saw with Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's not enough to get me going on that front. But I wanted to share my screen for a sec. Look at this post by the big man there, Charles. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at this. So does this mean that we have to change the name to America's digital asset? So kind of a little bit of a jab there. He knew all along. The USA listed ADA before Gemini did, highlighting kind of that whole debacle. But just wanted to share that.
Yeah, Boca said Charles had nothing but good things to say about XRP today.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I think there's going to be something down the line here. I mentioned it today on my space. I think the big winner today, if you had to pick one big winner, the big winner was Cardano. I truly believe that. It went up the most because it's the smallest market cap. It was also hit the hardest during, this pullback. But I think Cardano, man, is certainly a sleeping giant now, being recognized. They've got a vocal leader. And here's the thing with Cardano's blockchain. Yeah, it might not be the most scalable and all of that, but it is certainly one of the most secure blockchains. It's never went down. And I know you cover a lot of Cardano on your channel, Mark. By the way, guys, there's a link to Mark's channel in the description here of my live streams. So you can find that. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Mark's channel here. I'll leave it in the comment section too. You cover Cardano quite a bit. I think there's going to be something big coming. There's been rumors, could we put voting? Could we do voting on Cardano's blockchain in the United States? It's built for the governments, right? Like that's the big thing that Charles has done here. That's why he left Ethereum in the first place. He wanted to build something for the institution, something a little bit different. It's highly secure. There's a reason why Cardano was thrown in here by Trump, right? I mean, what do you think's coming down the pike now for Cardano? Of course, we're speculating, but this to me is a huge, huge signal for Cardano.
It's the issue I'm having with all this is, when you bought your first crypto, government had nothing to do with it. And now we're trying to make blockchain into all of this mainstream crypto adoption. And we're using, whether it be the Trump meme coin, the interesting thing, and I forget if this may be a little bit off topic, but my two big takeaways, there's two things I got from this, okay, about the big winners. All right, so Solana, the Trump meme coin that launched on Solana, you can talk Melania, you can talk about all the flurry of meme coins we had after that. This was all strategic, in my opinion, okay? And I'm going to say that because now I'm sure a lot of people watching this are from the United States. Some people probably are not. But I do think that internationally, there is something to be said about, hey, let's make a catastrophic event, deplete the market, and then let's buy at the bottom. So they've stacked Sol.
Yeah.
I think this is pure market manipulation. This has been in the works for months, and I think this is confirmation for me that this is what was going on all along. And then secondly, you asked about which were the winners. A lot of people in the chat have been naming Bitcoin was the clear winner. Not to go maxi on this, but I think the winners are the cryptos that were not named in this strategic reserve. And the reason why is they have not had their 40% day like Cardano. So if you want to read between the lines a little bit, Cardano, XRP, Solana, that's the news. That's the rumor. Well, it's not the rumor anymore. That's the news. That's what got bought today with intensity. And this is where you got to kind of be the smart trader in the room and look at the other American-made cryptos. And we're naming names, which ones will be next. Those are the cryptos that I think are the winners because we get them at a still discount before they have their 40% day. So, that's when you can look into the ondos of the world, H-bars of the world. Those are the winners because they haven't pumped yet. So point. I think that the purpose of this live stream should not be necessarily to celebrate our ADA, our Cardano, our Solana, our Cardano, XRP, Solana. It's more so to celebrate the opportunities that lie in American-made cryptos that possibly are tax exempt and allow us to, kind of do this all over again, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. And, meme coins are going to pump, but don't be confused, guys. This is something bigger than meme coins. And I think that, there are going to be opportunities, rinse, wash, repeat. I think we'll get that all all the same that we've been getting the last few weeks. It seems like another week, there's another couple $100 million meme coin just born out of thin air. That's all fine and dandy. I don't, Cardano, XRP, Solana, we're not commingling those terms. This is different.
Yeah.
So
it's not the season to chase memes right now. And I love meme coins. Don't get it twisted. It's just not the season. There's going to be some things that pop. I mean, there was that one baby deer or whatever, dude. I crushed it on that. It was crazy. Same kind of narrative as peanut or whatever. The U.S. government sees this baby deer. But what I'm saying is, I threw a Solana in there and thinking, this is good as gone. Like, I'm not going heavy. I'll tell you what, the only position that I would be looking to shore up right now, and some may say I'm crazy in the meme coin spot, would be Trump. How can you convince me? Okay, if I go to this list right now, how do you convince me to accumulate Bonk, Floki, Whiff, Pepe, Shib, or Doge right now above where Trump is? I mean, what's your argument? I
bought Trump at $2, so that's kind of my argument.
Well, yeah, I mean, you absolutely crushed it. For the record, Mark texted me. It was what was it, January 17th? Or no, what was it? Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 days before the inauguration. I think it was January 17th to be exact. Somebody could check me on that. And I said, there's no way, it's a freaking scam. And I ended up buying it at like $12.
Well, how many did we buy in that were scams?
Oh yeah.
And you almost have to take that, you almost have to throw that punch. And it was just one of them things where I could have even got it earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this chart go up, and I would say, you had your SHIB days where, that was all for all intents and purposes crazy. But yeah, I will say that in my crypto
still pump when Ethereum pumps. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm prioritizing a meme coin right now, and I don't think we should be prioritizing meme coins at all right now, but if I'm prioritizing one, it's got to be Trump.
Yeah.
This guy.
But what I was going to say was the
yeah, go ahead. My bad, I cut you off.
The most stressful time I think in my crypto trading career was watching the Trump token pump from like $1. And you're just thinking, is this a scam? Is it like, once somebody told me about it, is this a scam? And that was like I mean, that was like the last 2-minute drill of a football game for the Super Bowl. I mean, because if it was exactly what we got delivered. I mean, it was $70 plus. And then you're taking the traditional meme coin approach where you're like, okay, this is, it's like similar to what happened with Melania and all of the other ones that came shortly after it, which was the pitfall. But I think it was possibly intentional now in retrospect, now that we have what we have in front of us. But this is kind of where I'm at. It's just like they launched Trump token. They don't screw around with the other meme coins. This is literally a top 10 crypto today. They dropped the ball. I know they made a ton of money, but they literally dropped the ball. And never in my trading history, there has never been a time where I've seen a meme coin 48 hours top 15 crypto. It'll never happen again. It'll never happen again.
No, I agree with you. I mean, but speaking of this reserve, bringing it back to these utility coins, because I think Boca's right. I think utility coins should be the focus right now over anything. Jacobin says XLM HBAR algo should be in. I think so too. I think a lot of these OG, US based companies are going to be added in here.
Yeah.
100%. I think in due time, and literally just like they dropped this hammer on us today, I think they're going to drop the hammer out of nowhere. You're going to be like HBAR listed to the thing, and boom, HBAR is going to have a 50-60% move. Just be in these now. I mean, non-financial advice. I'm in. I'll tell you straight up. If I go to this US list, I'm in a lot of these, man. I'm in XRP. I'm in Solana. I'm in Cardano. Like, so when that news came out today, bro, I mean, I was sitting at a coffee shop and I'm like, hell yeah.
This is going to sound crazy. Has that USA list been on CoinMarketCap for long? Is that new? Is that a new feature?
Relatively new.
So there you go. It's not just us. It's not just us.
No, they know. And then after this, okay, Dogecoin, HBAR, Chainlink. I don't own Stellar right now. I should. I traded it though when the last time it pumped. I just got a big AVAX position when we dipped down to like $20. SWI, you guys know I've been in that forever. I don't own any Litecoin or Polkadot right now. I traded Litecoin. I own Uniswap. I own Ondo. I own Trump. I own Algorand. I own Render. Like,
I got to talk more about HBAR.
I'm not overthinking this, bro. Like, I just want as much exposure to this list right now as I can possibly afford.
Yeah, and don't forget about Aptos.
Yeah, and Aptos is interesting too. I mean, I've just,
Aptos
I got lucky because I went way heavier into SWI, and I eventually pulled some of my profits into Aptos and put it back into, put it even more into SWI. But I mean, Aptos is way down. That's true. I mean, they are, but they're still top 30. I mean, they're not coming out. Polkadot's the one that it's been struggling. But
that's what the ETF should be, in my opinion. I think it's well, I mean, if anybody, everybody here has bought traditional finance stocks before, and an ETF gives you exposure to multiple assets in a category, basically. Like, if you don't want to just buy Apple stock, you buy basically the FANG ETF. It just gives you exposure. So I think this is where they're dropping the ball on this one. Don't make this individual where, let's get approval for the XRP ETF. Let's get the approval for a Cardano ETF. Make it an American, just USA crypto ETF. That's what they should do. Have a meme coin ETF.
I think we're going to get basket.
That's what we should have. This is just kind of stupid.
Yeah.
All it is a loophole for the Edward Joneses of the world to talk about it and sell it.
And maybe the only assets right now that get their individual ETF is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And maybe the next ETF we see is a basket ETF that includes XRP, Solana, and Cardano.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I would not be shocked. I do think that's what Wall Street and the TradFi investors want. That's exactly what they want. Here's the thing. I mean, look what Grayscale already does, right? Okay, so
I just want to see the returns. I want to see the returns.
Grayscale expands smart contract. I just read this the other day. Here you go. This is kind of what you're getting at, Mark. Here, let me show you here. Hopefully they give the actual breakdown. I want to see like the pie chart. Here, hold on. Let me find this real quick. Grayscale smart contract trust fund. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe down below too. Here you go. You know, this is okay. So this is their large cap fund. Let me get rid of that. There you go. Their large cap fund, Bitcoin weighted 70%, Ethereum 23%, Solana 4%, XRP 1.5, AVAX 0.7. There you go. I mean, like this is something TradFi would just get into heavy. All right, you got exposure to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, AVAX. Now their smart contract fund. Here you go. Grayscale smart contract. Oh, this is 2022. Where the hell's the new one I just saw? Interesting. Well, no, it's interesting because Ethereum and Solana were equally weighted in it, which I thought was super interesting. It was like 32% ETH, 32% Sol, and then all the other. But the point is, I mean, Grayscale's already doing it, and I just think these are going to be turned into ETFs. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I just don't like them guys. I went down the rabbit hole. I read a bunch of stuff with the defense contracts with BlackRock and Ukraine, and I'm just, it's just kind of one of them things. You can't fade them, but I can do without the Grayscales and the BlackRocks of the world if we could find a way to do so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but here's the thing though, Mark. TradFi
at face value, yeah.
TradFi, this is what they want, man. This is what they want, and you know what? If that's how they want to get in the game, so be it. This is they want to go through their trusted broker. It's fine. I don't have an issue with it.
I just want to see the returns, right? So for me, these ETFs have just always been a way for. At face value, all I see it as is a way for brokers to make money and institutions to make money off of trades. They just want to make their commissions. It gives them that loophole, and it takes the whole premise of crypto out of crypto. And I want to just see the returns. How much is the global adoption growing based upon these ETFs coming into the fold? And right now, I just don't think that's a vast enough number where it's worth it, essentially. Because for example, BTC ETF came about, Bitcoin pumped, but did Bitcoin actually pump from the people that got their access from being able to buy through traditional finance methods, or was this just basically the people issuing these ETFs buying liquidity essentially to offer it? That's kind of where I'm at. I think it's just kind of a all for nothing approach where a lot of those people are going to be phased out, and in generations to come, if we are talking generational crypto, nobody's going to need ETFs once the generations turn over. They're going to all have wallets. They're all going to have access. I just don't see the numbers growing institutionally from the institutional side, from an individual level, that it's just kind of like a scam, if you will. Like that's the biggest scam in crypto right now, in my opinion.
It's inevitable. I mean, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's nothing we can do about it. I mean,
I see more value. I see more value in, like when this all went down, I see more value when you can have the non-custodial offerings. Like, so if you go on like Chase, like JP Morgan Chase, like they have their website was instantly shifted so that there was a drop down menu, buy crypto right on I think it was right on the JP Morgan Chase website. I think that has more of a return for what we want to do with crypto. Like for everyone watching this video that has their own wallets, their own exchanges that they deal with, that's going to give more headway, get more headway than, some big banks offering ETFs. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong. But this is how I view it. I think that it should still be left up to the individual. I just crypto was
you don't have to get the ETF though. I mean, this is just to me, dude. This is for the boomer.
Yeah, well,
the boomer,
they're all going to be phased out, and the boomers that are watching are.
But for now, let the 65-year-old billionaire get in. Yeah, 65-year-old billionaire get
without knowing they're in. That's the best part,
And they're OTC deals anyway for a lot of them. But I mean, here's my thing though. You were talking about market manipulation. This most recent big dip. It's a double-edged sword though. You don't think the markets were manipulated when the market pumped like crazy after Trump? You don't think XRP doing a 6x from 50 cents to $3 in a month? You think that was just what? A bunch of Jimmys and Joes buying XRP? A market cap does not 6x like that without market manipulation. So it works both ways. They sent the price up. What happens is retail FOMO's in. How many freaking retail guys bought XRP at 290 and they're sitting there?
Yeah, but that's my point.
Holding their in their hand, like what the hell? You know what I mean? That's what happens.
But that's my point too. No,
you got to play the game.
No institutions that can offer ETFs are going to offer it.
We got to play the game
with the dump that just came shortly after. 100%. You see what I mean?
My thing is it's inevitable. You got to learn to play their game.
I just think it's all. That's where the scam in crypto. I think the ETFs, in my opinion, are the biggest scam in crypto personally. But if someone can prove me wrong with some numbers, convince me.
I mean, think about that. You don't think the ETFs had an impact from Bitcoin going to $109,000?
Impact, yes.
Without ETFs?
Impact, yes. I'm talking about the individual. I'm talking about like me and you.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I held Bitcoin. My bag's
like, and then it dumped. I'm just saying.
I'm fine.
Individually, we're better off without ETFs. If that makes sense. It's almost like. Let me just put it in other words. I'd almost rather BlackRock and Grayscale sell courses on how to invest in traditional routes into crypto, not offer ETFs, and get all of their people and all of the other, the people in traditional finance education to buy decentralized or off exchanges, whatever, and leave, because I think that's all we want.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's the manipulation that comes alongside that is kind of the issue, in my opinion.
Sure. But like Boca said, I agree with this too. ETFs are for risk-averse people, aka boomers. They don't want to take the time to learn how to buy it, how to hold it. They don't want the responsibility. They want it to be Charles Schwab's responsibility or Fidelity's or whoever. Hold it for me, buy it for me, sell it.
Yeah,
it's the hands-off approach. It's the
exactly.
It's and 401k. They're not active investors, but it's fine because a bunch of these boomers, if they hold a small percentage of their portfolio in Bitcoin, whatever. I mean, they're pumping our backs. Now, a lot of these people who have the ETF today, eventually they'll figure it out and realize like, oh shit, not your keys, not your crypto. Do you guys have any thoughts on Doge government on ETH? What do you mean? In terms, I don't understand the question fully. Like, will the Doge government thing impact Ethereum? Is that? Ethereum hasn't pumped yet. I mean, I know that. I mean, we're still waiting on that. We know World Liberty Fi, Trump's company's buying it. Ethereum has definitely not had its day yet.
I think the answer to your question is, without specifically naming Ethereum, what just happened today possibly has ushered in altcoin season. And if you look at Bitcoin dominance, that kind of what paints the picture. Just hours after, we went from 55% roughly to a little bit less than 50%, I think, if my numbers are correct. And that's kind of what we're getting at. So it's not just Ethereum, it's all altcoins, all non-Bitcoin crypto.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, usually what we see is Bitcoin flows into Ethereum, Ethereum flows into top alts flow down to memes.
But now Bitcoin's up a little bit.
It's kind of been out of whack, though, because we've just had these random altcoin runs. Remember, like the ISO run where we saw XRP, HBAR, algorand, all those run like crazy, kind of like by themselves. But we've been kind of in a Bitcoin bull run for the most part, outside of some things pumping. Caspa had its day, SWI had its day, XRP's had its day. We're waiting on ETH, though. Like, to actually, in order for us to have a full-fledged altcoin season, we are waiting on ETH. And that is kind of where we are. I mean, we're still sitting here $2,400 Ethereum. I mean, I think we're going to get it at some point. I just don't know if I'm as bullish on ETH this cycle as I once was. There's so many other things now happening. I mean, and let's just call it, there's competition. I mean, Solana, it's not going anywhere. Cardano now. I mean, these are two big competitors to ETH getting coupled in here with into that crypto reserve. That's a huge, huge deal. I don't think anybody would have said that, 2-3 years ago, that crypto reserve was going to include Solana and Cardano along with ETH. They might have said maybe Bitcoin, Ethereum. He's in there, which is totally different. But I still think ETH does its thing this cycle. I still think we can get to, 5 to 7K. I still think that's very, very feasible at some point this cycle. Let's see what everybody else. ETFs are responsible for latest market manipulation, selling for better positions. 100% agree. Manipulation is great. You can buy the dip and sell the pump. You want a flat stock market vibe. F that. Wait, what did you click on, Mark? Did you click on another one of those?
Oh, sorry. Maybe.
Correct. Old money or NFT crown. Let's see here. I traded all my over 1 billion SHIB for XRP yesterday, and I'm glad I did. I agree with Musk. Meme coins are a gamble. Utility coins are an investment. Yeah, 100%. Meme coins are meant to be traded. You know what else is interesting now? That Solana, Cardano, XRP are all in this reserve mark is these become, I think, more long-term holds now for a lot of people. Like they don't want to realize their gains.
What were they before this? They were, I mean,
verdict was still out. I think, I think more people are looking at these as more longer-term plays now. Some people already had that belief, but this kind of solidifies it for some people.
I think the fact that we dumped so crazily and then this and then the pump, I'm very excited and intrigued by what this week will be, because if we get a sell-off again and we go right back out, that's kind of where I'm at. If we don't, then it kind of confirms that, okay, that's what it was all about. And then here we are. So, and I think it will kind of allow these meme coins, the capital just will self-implode, because then you're going to FOMO into legacies, the USAs, and the utility like we've been talking about.
Yeah, Boss Mac said, yeah, I agree with that. Boss Mac, I agree with this too. If ETH runs, it'll pump SHIB and pepe.
Well, what's the numbers? I mean, look up the numbers. What is the adoption rate now versus 2021?
You mean the overall people in crypto?
Yeah, pretty much, because that's what it comes down to.
I believe
this actually,
we're at like 7% now. I think
okay, so it's growing. It's growing. We're over 5, but it's something where you almost want it to double, and if it doesn't double, then this whole market cap pie is just all the same people. Yeah, I feel like we got to get close to 10 to confirm. We get close to 10.
He says here. Overall percentage of world population that own crypto. What is the... Let's see what they say. Yeah, there you go. as of 2024, approximately 6.8% of the global population, 7%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. By 2025, approximately 28% of American adults, or about 65 million people, own crypto, nearly doubling the ownership rate since 2021.
So there you go. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
These statistics indicate a growing global. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty interesting.
And I think that's what it comes down to. If we're doubled, we're on track.
I mean, it's crazy to think, though, we're still at only 7%.
Yeah, which I actually would consider that probably more like 20.
Young people who can't even invest.
Because you got to factor out the population of people that are either too young and or too old to give a damn.
Yeah, or the people who don't even have access.
Or the people that don't have money. So,
yeah,
we'll see.
That's a good point. I don't think we'll see a sell-off. Everyone's excited for the crypto summit. Yeah, that's coming up on Friday. This Friday will be the Rockets entering the launch pad. Get ready. I am interested to see kind of what they're going to say at that, summit on Friday. Let's see. Institutions are the play, sadly, this time. 100%. I hear you, Giovanni. I mean, listen, man, you never want to get so locked into one thing where you're missing out on things that are happening around you. That's the thing with crypto. There's so many things to invest in. Bitcoin needs to break 92.3K before we can go back and attack all-time high.
It's either going to do it or it's not,
New retail spooked. The recent scams have taken their toll. Early, just stack your bags and enjoy the show. Pin link. I like pin link, Tyler. We've talked about that one on the channel. H bar. Yeah, we like H bar, Jordan. I got my bag of H bar. For sure. Let's see here. I wanted to see what they were saying about alts. Let's see. What do they got on this list? Must buy cryptos in March. What do you think's on here? H bar, ICP, and algorand. That's not a terrible list.
I actually think the crazy one that no one's talking, isn't Litecoin somewhat associated with all this?
Well, they've been talking about Litecoin ETFs for a while.
So that's kind of one connecting the dots.
And
that's fallen a lot.
Litecoin's proof of work. It's been around forever. I mean, it's still ranked 16 here. But it's actually held up really well, even amid all this market volatility. I mean, look at this. Look at the last month. I mean, it's down 2.5%. I mean, the chart looks pretty damn good, actually. It's kind of slowly building here. I traded it on this pop late last year. We had a really nice pop from 68 all the way to 130. And I got out, but I might enter again. There are a lot of people, OGs in the space, that really think, highly of Litecoin still. And it is mineable. So, it's already kind of deemed a commodity. Algo or H-bar, which bag would you build? That's tough. I like them both. H-bar definitely has more partnerships locked in, but Algorand is a much smaller market cap. I mean, H-bar is almost in the top 10, 11 billion, where Algo's less than 3, I think. Yeah, Algo's a little over 2.
Yeah.
Cronos is up big right now, actually. It's exploded out of nowhere.
I've been talking about a while too, kind of off topic, but we got something going on over there in Asia, and I think we're going to know when the Asian markets wake up tomorrow. And then I've been talking about kind of the cold, I know Cold War is Russia, USA kind of deal, but I call it like the Cold War of crypto. China doesn't want US to have a strategic reserve. So you're going to have this competition almost at the top where, whatever the US is buying, China is going to be buying, right? And so that's something I think that you have to keep an eye on as well.
What if, I hear that, but what if they create their own pocket of cryptos? Like you got VeChain and BNB. They're Chinese based. Like, you notice BNB coin's not listed. This ain't going in the crypto reserve. BNB, I mean, everybody says Binance is from China. What if they do BNB, VeChain? Here, let me ask ChatGPT. Which top 100 cryptos are China based? They might not list BNB, but oh yeah, see, there you go. Tron, VeChain, Neo, Conflux. Top Chinese cryptos. Filecoin. Pancake Swap. I could see them doing something like this, Mark. Could you? What do you think?
With what?
I could see them doing something like this. China putting their own reserve together.
Yeah, 100%.
With these assets. You better ask DeepSeek. Man, we got a bunch of people rocking with us. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Mark's channel, Crypto Mark, my channel. Hit us up. Give us a subscribe.
YouTube and X live.
Yeah, we are on YouTube and X. What questions do you guys have? Fire them up in the chat. Questions, thoughts, ideas. I want to hear from you guys. Got a bunch of people on X too listening in. I don't think Aerodrome's not Chinese based.
Never really cared up until this point.
Chainlink versus Solana versus HBAR this bull run. Who will be the winner of these three? Oof. That's tough. I own all three, bro.
What do you consider the winner? The one who gets to the highest or the one that has the most returns?
Probably the most.
Because we've been talking about HBAR since like 4 or 5 cents.
Right.
So it's hard not to say HBAR right now because it's already essentially 10x.
Man, what a run HBAR's been on, honestly. I think Ondo is so undervalued right now. Just gonna say that again. Boca said, just wait until other countries follow suit and start creating crypto reserves. Yeah. Let's see. Pancake Swap. I do own some VeChain. Anything on XDC? Been kind of quiet. That's the other RWA play. It's been pretty quiet. Still looks pretty damn good, though.
The other thing, too, we have to talk about is kind of the macro. We've kind of left that out of the equation. You know, the whole Ukraine stuff, the tariff stuff, the tariff conversations is kind of where I think we've seen the biggest hit with crypto, and that's kind of fallen off by the way. I mean, it's still there, but it's died down a lot. So you kind of have to understand the macro, and I don't think Bitcoin went to sub 90 based on anything technical, anything against Bitcoin or crypto. I think it's more so the macro that's been the biggest kind of issue with this all. So we've kind of had like a quiet conversation with all that. That's led us to where we're at right now, where Trump can make a post, and then that's the positive macro, albeit it doesn't have anything to do with anything outside of crypto, but it's still something where I think the markets were ready for this, because it should not have went down by anything technical outside of just fear.
Right.
So
yeah.
If anything, you think it's just basically, kind of just, this is not even a pump in some form or fashion. You know what I mean? Because Cardano is still down from where we were at a couple months ago. XRP is still down technically. So I don't think this is more so, this wasn't like we were pressing all-time highs, pumping, and then we got another huge boost. If anything, we're just kind of returning to glory.
This is a big sentiment shift, right? Because I mean, like, where we were there, it was kind of doom and gloom the last like 2-3 months. It was just, it was just bad news.
It's kind of just
bad news. It was just, why are people selling? It's, but here's the other thing you got to realize: Cardano was it was before Trump got elected. Cardano was 33 cents, Mark. I mean, it was way down here. I mean, it went up significantly. Remember, it was one of the top gainers. You know what I mean? It did a 5x basically.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah. I mean,
I just talked about that a lot in my video today about Cardano. It's like, it's not that bad. And then literally 5 minutes later, boom. So that's always fun when that happens.
Yeah, that's what makes crypto great, is as fast as things can happen. That's a bad catalyst or whatever. It can go the other way so quick. Medman, I can't tell you exactly what to do, bro, but I get where you're coming from. You're trying to de-risk a little bit, get out of some meme coins. Listen, man, I think what we said at the top, getting into any of these USA based, come over to CoinMarketCap. You can find USA right here. This is where I'm looking, not financial advice. Like, I'm looking under this list, under the AI list. Okay, BitTensor Tal just got listed to Coinbase. I really like BitTensor in this list. I own Render, BitTensor, and FET right here at the top, and Injective. Go over to the RWA sector. I personally own Hedera, Chainlink, Avalanche, Ondo. I don't own Mantra. Apparently, this is like a big cabal in Dubai. I don't know if it's true, but I missed the boat on it anyway. I own VeChain, Algorand. I own everything on this page right here outside of Mantra there. I mean, I think the RWA sector is really where a lot of the money is going to flow here. Like, this, when we talk about institutions, like, this is where they're going to pump. I mean, Chainlink's not a sexy play at all, but dude, it's 68% down from its all-time high. It performs extremely well during downturns in the market. I mean,
and the other thing, one
of the most surefire plays for me right now when I see that chart.
Yeah, that's definitely, and that's something where I've shared the graphic where I gotta find it. I've shared this on a lot of my content.
Make sure you guys are subscribed to Mark, by the way. There's a link down below in my description, and I'm going to drop it in the comment section. Let's get Mark to 16K subs tonight. What if we did that?
Uh-oh. More friends.
What if we get Mark to 16K tonight? He is streaming this live as well.
Here, let me pull this up while we're on this.
Go ahead.
Or well, you just post that. Uh-oh. The legend.
Austin, what's up, man? Hey, shout out to Austin. He called me today with the news. I was on the go. He called me with the Trump news today, which was awesome because I literally had just looked at the market. It was kind of like decent. I'm like, okay, it's going to be another decent day. And I literally walked outside and was out for like 10 minutes. I got a call and everything was up 30, 40%. So it's perfect.
All right, let me share this for you guys. All right. So this is...
I like XLM throwback.
This is coming out of CryptoRank.io, and it puts together a little diagram of the Grayscale Trust, Coinbase 50, World Liberty Financial, and Made in USA cryptos. Now, we've talked about a lot of them. Interesting, though, that XRP is not on these lists, or it is. There's one that's not on this list, and I believe it's HBAR. Yeah, HBAR is not on any of these lists, which I found very interesting. But anyways, the take-home message here is if you look at all four of these, World Liberty Financial, Made in USA, Coinbase 50, and the Grayscale Trust, Chainlink is the only one by all four. So that's just kind of the take-home. Ondo's with 3, but Chainlink and Ondo, I think, are the definite takeaways, just due to the World Liberty Financial kind of being the common denominator, not just the Made in USA stance. So kind of something that you want to look at. We can leave this up for a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. Definitely like that. Token landscape. Grayscale Trust. Oh, Tal's in there now.
As of January 21st. So it's not that current, but it's still relevant.
Pretty cool. Where'd you find this?
I do this for a living, so I got access to a couple things.
I like it. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean that goes to the Chainlink point, though, right? I mean, listen, it's not a sexy play, it's not 100x, but I think there's a 5x here for sure. And it's just like not a lot of risk because Chainlink's pretty stable.
Yeah. Hey, if Cardano can do a 60%,
anything
based on sexiness, I think there's a lot of these on this list that are capable of that.
I agree. What's up, man? Appreciate you, brother. We've both been bullish on Cardano for a while. That's for sure. So bullish I've round tripped in my bags. Not selling at 320 or whatever, but it's all good. We're going to 5 to 7, right? Right, Mark? We're going to 10. We're going to $10 ADA.
When I bought it, I said 9 or 12. Yep.
What are you doing if we go to $10 Cardano?
Probably wouldn't be on YouTube, right?
Man, what a run it had today. That's crazy. Look at that. How about that? That's crypto, though, for you in a nutshell. It
100%.
Doubled in price in a day.
And we could wake up tomorrow and this thing could be all for nothing. We just dump.
Just never know.
That's the beauty of it.
I mean, we that's a huge, massive move, though. I know one thing, though. If Cardano breaks out of like 120, we got some room to run.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's crazy is how high it went to before any of this, when there was nothing. We had none of the upgrades, none of the developments along their roadmap. Hell, they weren't even in, I think, the third phase of the roadmap, and it was over $3.
I'm texting Austin a link, by the way.
Uh-oh. I'm about to go to bed. I'm sure he's sleeping.
He's gonna drop in. He said, "Text me a link if you wanna."
Running out of bourbon.
Running out of bourbon. What's up?
What are you doing?
Oh, we're just hanging out.
Degenerates talking about crypto shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, no, it was cool to be in crypto today, right?
It was finally a good day. What's your take? You think this kind of sparks the altcoin season we've been waiting for, or is this just a good
did y'all
day?
see the?
What do you think?
Did you talk about the David Sachs thing that he's? Did you hear? About, he tweeted out. There's, quote, more to come.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. So I retweeted it, but I think I love what y'all were saying. Round trip. Here's what I think. I think we're gonna run. I think we're gonna have a good day. I think we're gonna have a good week. I'm a little worried about Friday. You know, a sell the news kind of thing, right? We run up to the event because we've all been around this long enough to know it's on. If you want to go to my channel, I retweeted it if you want. They sell the event, right? Mark, do you think there's any any merit to that? It's happened time and time again, you know.
Wouldn't shock me.
Yeah,
More to come.
Yeah. So like I was speculating a couple of videos today. Here's the thing. I love what happened with this bit of news and how the market reacted. You know, like Zach, I've talked to you about this, you know, all this shit, right? I loved how market reacted. ADA going up 60%. That's a shock. That's cool as hell. But I think the Friday World Summit or Crypto Summit at the White House, I think that's enough to keep everybody interested this week and for crypto to run this week. Probably add 200 to 300, maybe more $1 billion in market cap. You know, take us back up close to 3.5, 3.7. And I think Friday is going to be what's going to happen. You know, do we drop back, right? Do we get a big sell off? This thing with David Sachs, I thought was intriguing, which is why I grabbed it and retweeted it. Cause like, you know, what's the more to come? I think, dude, if they'll come out and if they'll announce 0% taxes on crypto trades,
that would be huge.
That's insane. Because here's what I think, and then I'll shut up and let you guys chat because you know how it is. I like to talk. Shocking. Is that I think that that's enough where traditional finance is going to go, holy fuck, we've got to go make a bunch of crypto products, you know, commoditize them, create funds, whatever, and start selling their stuff to their people. Because they can productize it. They still make their profits off of fees, but their whole pitch is going to be 0%. And, you know, their people are going to be coming to them. Why the hell don't you have me in this crypto shit now that we got 0% taxes?
Yeah.
You know,
that's true. Everybody sitting on the sidelines will want to get in then.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Austin, do you think like the bus stop, what's that saying? The buck stops here. Are these going to be the only ones that get in? XRP, Solana, Cardano? We were talking about this earlier. What's stopping you from adding? I mean, this is the USA list, right? I mean, I think a lot of these are going to be listed.
But notice they didn't call it the United States Strategic Crypto Reserve. They called it the Strategic Crypto Reserve. So
true,
it's changed. Remember when it came out, it was going to be the U.S. only company strategic reserve, right?
The 3 they added today are the top 3 on the USA list: XRP, Solana, Cardano.
Yeah, but then they added Ethereum, not United States, Bitcoin, which is not country specific, right? So we were all asking ourselves, why was World Liberty buying Ethereum?
Allegedly.
Okay, now we kind of know.
Yeah.
You know.
It'll be interesting to see what else they add to it, because now they can basically like, well, what do we want to pump today?
Yeah.
You know, they can, I mean, who's to say they can't buy H-bar today and then 2 days from now, hey, we're putting H-bar in the boom. Well, it goes up 50%.
Dude,
like, I'm just trying to front run some of these, right? Like, I'm just trying to get in some of these ones they could add next.
I got to give you credit. You were the one who started watching what World Liberty did, you know, before I did. you were like, said, dude, look at this link. I bought Ondo. I mean, I bought Ondo because it was on that link. I mean, that list.
Yep.
So hell yeah. I mean, I'm gonna look at that damn thing every day. It's up on one of my browsers. I'm gonna look at it every day and go, what'd they buy? You know,
100%. Yeah.
briefly.
They just bought this thing actually. It's called White. It's like a
World
little
Liberty
less
bought White.
Yes.
I didn't know
you and I are both on this. I think we just became sponsors with White.
Yeah, I didn't know this. I didn't know they bought it.
World
Damn it.
Liberty 5 bought $5 million of White in their portfolio. This thing's a $453 million market cap. If we go over to their X page, this is White Rock. Now, at first glance, this thing looks like a meme coin, but it's an on-chain brokerage for tokenized equities and bonds that's owned by Donald Trump's company right now. Pretty crazy. Buy stocks, bonds, and properties with crypto.
But
He
hold
bought
on.
$5
White,
million worth.
but hold on. I'll make sure I understood what you just said.
World Liberty 5.
World Liberty bought 5 million tokens.
$5 million worth.
5 million. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Probably $5 million worth. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Hold on, I'll give you the link. I'll show you the link here because I actually put this in my Crypto Breakfast Club Telegram. Let me pull this up. Where the hell is it?
Somebody's giving me shit about being awake. Yeah, I'm awake.
Here you go. White right here. They own 10 billion White. It's valued at 7 million.
I looked at this yesterday when it's 366 million. I didn't buy any. Damn it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to buy some White.
Crazy.
There's-
White Rock.
Literally, I'm writing this down.
Yeah, there's their Ondo holdings. They own a ton of Tron. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I think, you know, what I think it'll be hilarious is when he adds his meme coin to it.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he?
I don't. That's interesting. We'll see. I don't know.
I mean, it's Donald Trump, right? He
Yeah,
probably
well,
will.
It's Donald. Mr. Trump does. President Trump does what he wants. You know.
Right?
Excuse me. Right.
He probably will.
Yeah. I did a video that I think we're gonna see $5 XRP by Friday.
You think?
Yeah, I do.
What the hell am I doing here?
Woo, jumping around.
I was trying to get it where these are like on top of the nope,
Oh, where we're all along the bottom.
yeah, which one is that?
I don't know. It's a custom. Maybe it's a custom one. I can't remember.
That's all right. Yeah, I mean, I think XRP is definitely looking good, man.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all talk about this, and this is me actually asking. Why did Cardano pump 60%?
I just think a lot of people probably FOMO'd into the one that was the lowest market cap.
Okay,
of the
that's
three.
fair.
You know what I mean? Of XRP, Solana. And Cardano was hit pretty good in this dip, too. I mean, this thing was down to, yeah, look at that. Before the pump, it was 64 cents. Maybe just more value.
Yeah.
It's probably that news on the right.
Allocation.
Ooh, there you go. Cardano's gains 18% allocation in Grayscale smart contract. That's what I was looking for, Mark, by the way, earlier.
There you go.
Was their smart contract fund. Yeah, look at this. How about this? Grayscale's new smart contract fund, Solana takes the top spot, 31.3%, edging Ethereum at 31.2%. Grayscale's allocating more towards Solana in their smart contract fund. That's kind of crazy. Over ETH. Then you've got Cardano, Avalanche, Sui, Near, and Polkadot. We were talking earlier though, Austin, like this is going to be an ETF essentially, right? Like this whole Grayscale smart contract. Like, when is this just going to be a basket ETF? Like, here's your exposure to smart contracts.
So I was down in Houston with, some dads and things like that. And one of them has a friend who's a money manager, works at a big fund. Right. And so we were talking about, because I've hypothesized this scenario of where they're going to productize crypto, traditional Wall Street, and effectively create crypto mutual funds. Right. I've said this in videos, like a DeFi fund, a gaming fund, a whatever, large cap, mid caps, all this. Because why? Because Wall Street has been extremely, extremely successful selling those funds. And my friend said, I firmly believe that that's something that's coming. And my buddy who runs a Wall Street fund has mentioned it. So the answer to your question is yes. Because why? Why wouldn't they? Because if you think about it, and I don't even know if they'd have to go through as many hoops for that as an ETF. I don't know all the regulations around launching a mutual fund, right, versus an ETF. But if you look at how successful the ETFs have been, and look at who's bought them, right, and look at pension funds and all this kind of stuff, they didn't want direct exposure to Bitcoin. They wanted to own an ETF. It's exactly the same play here. They could buy a crypto DeFi fund or the large cap fund, and it's a mutual fund. So I think that's a way, and again, it's a way for Wall Street to commoditize and productize crypto.
100%.
I don't necessarily agree with, because I'm like, you should own the asset yourself. But there's millions of people out there, and by the way, millions of funds out there that want to buy into those funds, that would buy into those funds because they're buying into that fund. They're not buying the direct assets direct, because of their rules, they can't. So
yeah, we were just talking about
an answer to your question, but yeah,
we were just saying, like, before we got on, it's like, because Mark was kind of mentioning, like, the dark side of ETFs or whatever through the, because of the market manipulation side of it.
Yep.
Which, I guess the question is it more of a net positive or a net negative, right? Because I could see both sides of it from the manipulation standpoint. Like, they can kind of keep things down. They can, really control the markets, especially as more people come into the ETFs. But on the other side, it's like, isn't that how Bitcoin was able to get to 110,000, as quick as it did? With that institutional demand, it's like,
yeah, but if you look,
you can't have one without the other.
But if you look at Bitcoin, look at the ETF funds. What do they have to do? They have to settle up at the end of the day, right? They have to either inflows or outflows. Yeah. But I think the manipulation is always going to be here. With Wall Street money, I think it's minimized the downside risk. I don't think we'll ever see crypto below $2 trillion market cap ever again. Ever. Probably now 2.5. I don't think we have any more downside. We're crashing risk, because they're not going to let that shit happen. Because you and I've talked about
money wrapped in there.
Yeah, they've got they're stacking, man. They've come in and they're stacking, right? I'm talking about Wall Street and all the other ancillary, financial institutions. So, but I think the way that adoption is going to play out doesn't look like what we thought it would look like. I think we all thought that, and there will always be millions and millions of people that will show up and they'll buy Bitcoin and they'll buy Cardano and they'll buy XRP and Memecoins directly. They will. But there's a huge segment out there that doesn't understand it, doesn't want to own it, but they will buy a crypto gaming fund from, BlackRock. Hold on.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, well, hold on. But y'all, Mark, do you agree or disagree? You need to shut the hell up, man. You're talking too much.
I'm letting you go. No, that's what we were talking about before you hopped on. The traditional ETFs is what I'm used to the ETF world being, not like the XRP ETF, Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF. So I'm kind of waiting for the more categorical ETFs to come about that people are more used to, because they don't want to be, risk adverse to just one entity.
So you, in essence, think I'm kind of sort of right, where we will
100%.
Yeah. Okay. But
I think there'll be like a gaming ETF, Memecoin ETF, AI ETF, USA crypto ETF.
Do you think that's how air quotes mass adoption will actually take place? Do you think it will be people? I'm in crypto, but they will not. What I'm asking is, the majority of people, do you think they will not own the assets direct, either on a centralized exchange or on, you know, whatever DEX? Hold on, this is my wife. Hold on, I'll be right back.
I think yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
I just think it comes down to the numbers with adoption. You can't really tell. Like we were talking about, did Bitcoin pump because Bitcoin was going to pump, or did it pump because of ETFs? So it's like, how much influence is that actually having over the people that don't have traditional exchange wallets or decentralized wallets?
Yeah.
Like how many people are just entering the fold because somebody's telling them to, that they've been buying, like, you know, Google and Apple for the last decade.
Crypto is still hard for people to understand.
Yeah.
I have friends who want to get into it, and I ease them in with, like, get a Coinbase account, buy it there, hold it there for a while. I don't go anywhere near a MetaMask or decentralized shit, you know?
Well, like,
yeah, 100%.
Mark, like, you know, even with Apple, as big as it is, very few people buy Apple, the stock, individually. They just get crazy exposure to it through their fund or whatever, you know, whatever. Right.
Yeah. If ETFs trickle into 401ks and retirement plans, then yeah, that's how you're going to get it. But don't get it twisted. There's a reason why outside of crypto that these entities are wanting to offer it, and are so reluctant to do so when you do get that regulation.
Yeah.
Eric Trump responded to Donald Trump's moves today. I love the genius of announcing a strategic reserve on a Sunday when TradFi is closed up, Wall Street sleeps. For the first time, retail investors win. Traditional finance better catch up, or they'll quickly become extinct. The world no longer runs on a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. World Liberty
Now,
hashtag BTC, hashtag ETH.
Now
yeah, that's what I'm curious to see tomorrow, Austin. Will we see a bunch of inflows? Will we see a ton of inflows into the Bitcoin Ethereum ETFs now?
I think
after this news today.
Yeah.
And let's just keep it 100, not to be, fudding the great day that we had today. But when Trump got elected, we got a huge pump. Crypto went insane.
Yeah.
And then look what happened. So it's just kind of like we're still down below those levels. So yeah, do we think we can get back to Bitcoin 107? Sure. But we want sustained growth, not just manipulation from these big news announcements. So I got to see the numbers when it comes down to it. Yeah, ETFs it's great. Yeah, it's great for crypto, but what's it doing? What are the numbers?
Yeah. Well, and I would agree with sustained. I would agree with we need to run. We've historically had a good day, and then we've gone backwards.
Yeah, like in a month from now, if Bitcoin's at 94,000, what exactly did this do?
I don't think it's going to do that. I don't know. I feel like,
I just think this is a long-term catalyst. I mean, you just can't look at it in a snapshot view.
No, 100%.
Like, I'm not even thinking about Bitcoin at the end of this year. I'm just thinking about what this does for Bitcoin by 2027.
Yeah.
But for all the traders out there that are looking more short to intermediate, like historically, what have always big announcements done? So sustain is the key word. And if you've looked like historically, speculation always wins. So Bitcoin got to 107 based on the speculation of what Trump would do. Trump gets in office, everything goes down after a while. So it's like, we get this, the speculation's great, we're going to pump. But what's the sustainability once all the dust settles and people take profits? Do the adoption numbers grow? Do we get sustained growth? Do we get more wallets users into the fold?
That's where, if you're looking on a longer time horizon, yes.
Yeah, so it's like
all of that.
There's going to be a little bit of inflated pumps.
More people in retail will buy XRP, Solana, and Cardano because the U.S. government owns it.
Yeah.
It might not be tomorrow. It might not be all next week.
Yeah, and it's not gonna, and that's the other thing. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's like
it's
that's
gonna
the
be
thing.
a slow drip,
Yeah.
for sure.
There's a lot of people that aren't buying because of this news. Just being honest.
Creating a path, like it's actually creating a path forward where like people are going to be like, crypto's legit. We've never had that. Like, you know what I mean? It's always just been this weird, dark alleyway. Like, are you sure you want to walk back there? Like, you might not. You don't know what you'll find back there. You know what I mean? Like that's like that. That's always been crypto.
Yeah.
You know, that's always been crypto. Where it's like,
I think the tide's turning. I think I agree with you, Mark. I think it's going to be the numbers have to shake out. What you're seeing right now is people FOMOing in, and that's not going to last. You know, so we've got to see how it. If we shake out from here, if we wake up tomorrow, our wake up and we're in the red, which I don't think will happen. I think that'll be a bad sign. But I think we've got sustainability. I think everybody's now looking at Friday, and I think the traders are even looking at right between now and Friday. You're like, well, shit. Now I got a 5-day run, you know, between now and Friday. I mean, I'm just short term, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm saying that I think if we can get a sustained run and then have a nice pullback, a good healthy pullback, and see how the numbers play, and we have new people coming in, yeah. But this could be, and a lot of what you're seeing right here could be money with the billions that was sitting on the sidelines of stablecoin.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm half full, half empty. I think smart money's buying, and smart money is going to trade this news too. So it's like I see it both ways.
Well, I think what you're really getting at is what we're really missing here in all of this is we don't have the retail.
Yeah, 100%.
Like we don't have the retail fully here yet, and a lot of that is just, again, we talked about it. Yeah, they're scared, but you know, eggs are $10.
We are getting $10. They're $5 where I'm at. Where the hell are you buying your eggs, boy?
I bought a dozen of eggs down in Southwest Florida. They were organic.
Oh, organic. Ooh,
$10.
Man. Regular old eggs are $5 in Dallas.
That's still high.
It's still crazy.
Well, I'm not saying they're not high. I'm just saying they're $5.
Buy chickens, not crypto.
Yeah. No, but I mean, you know what you know, all of that in due time.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Well, it's true. The retail can't buy crypto right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, the other side of that argument is like, it's not to say we don't care about retail, but like the real money that moves the market is the institutions anyways, right?
Yeah. Well, now
Both ways. Yeah.
I mean, they're the ones. I mean, XRP, like I mentioned, like they did a 6x in 30 days. That wasn't, you know, Mark, Austin, and Zach doing that.
No,
we don't have that kind of money to push that needle. I mean,
now this is something I was going to wait to bring up, but if they do come out with that Doge stimulus, similar to what happened with the COVID checks, watch out. Then we will probably get retail, and then
I just almost don't want them to do that shit. I get it, but man,
well, that's because you got money. I want that $5,000.
I
want the gold. I want the gold.
I want the money.
No, but and then, you know, just to be devil's advocate, let's bring up the doomsday scenario. What happens if this bastard gets impeached?
Oh, he ain't gonna get impeached.
He ain't getting impeached.
I'm just saying. He's doing some crazy.
Nah,
he's doing some crazy stuff. You never know. There's a lot of haters out there.
Yeah, absolutely. They're ripping apart the whole apparatus, the machine, the USAID, and blah blah blah, and all that shit. It's all falling down, so to speak.
All right, boys, I'm running.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm gonna close up shop too, guys. Hey, it was fun. We went an hour and 25 minutes. It was cool.
First live stream I've done in a million years, so that felt good.
Hell yeah. Well, make sure you guys follow Austin. A lot of you guys 100% know him. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, Austin Hilton. If you don't yet subscribe, Mark's channel is linked down below in the description. Go check out Mark as well. There it is on screen for you. Crypto Mark with the Crypto Mark, and subscribe to my channel too. Appreciate you guys. And man, this should be a fun week. This should be exciting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. See you guys.
Take care, everybody. See ya.
Night.